Premier League and football fans. Welcome to Unite for VAR. Welcome to the one and only Blackburn George, also known as Pedantic George or the Arseblagger from the Positively Arsenal blog. Welcome to Unite for VAR, George.
Hello, Shotta.
Good having you. We have tried so many times to make this happen, but I guess today, this very moment, is the time, because I did a blog recently, just yesterday, about recent developments as Arsenal transitioned from its certainly its greatest ever manager, if not his greatest ever manager, his longest serving manager, not anticipating that things would develop as fast as it did. What do you make of the managerial turmoil at the club today, George? Give me your take. Give the listeners your take.
Well, first of all, we have to say that it's speculation at this point, because we've only been told this might be happening or that might be happening. We don't actually know. So we should accept that we're commenting on speculation. It's a what if this is true, because we don't particularly know any of it's true. Sven might be leaving. I think he is. I think he probably will. There's enough smoke to indicate there is fire, but it is just speculation. But my take on it, if it's true, is it's another kick in the bollocks. And as if we haven't had enough. So people are talking it down, saying, oh, well, he's only a scout. But only last week, everybody was saying, oh, don't worry about losing Ozil and Ramsey. Sven will find a gem like Torreira or one or two others that they mention and throw in. Well, he won't find a gem for us if he's working for Bayern Munich.
not at all. Right.
Just what they said last week or the other day is now out the window. But so many people were putting their hopes on Sven. He was going to be the man to save us. Well, he ain't saving us if he ain't here. And it very much looks like he won't be here. So that is a real kick in the bollocks.
As you say, there is no smoke without fire. The media and some of the blogs are reporting authoritatively. But what we know for certain is that since the departure of Wenger, we have had Ivan gone, and we have had a reshuffling. And it seems to me that there is instability at the very top of the club at a time when stability is most needed. Your thoughts? Well,
there's so much happened and so much has gone under the radar, all covered up by a 22-game unbeaten run, which let everything else that was happening go unnoticed. Didn't matter what it was, they just said, oh, don't bring this up, we're in the middle of an unbeaten run. And Stan Kroenke took over. It hardly got mentioned because we were in the middle of an unbeaten run. If we'd have been losing, if it was now, if Stan Kroenke took over now, in this moment where we've been losing and playing shit, all hell would break loose. But because it happened a while ago, nobody said anything.
Correct.
That was the first big change. Well, then Ivan Gazidis left. He was going to be the man steering the ship. He'd taken over from Arsene. He'd pushed Arsene out the door, according to the experts, according to all the bloggers. Arsene had been pushed out. Maybe he was. He probably was. Ivan had taken over and he was going to be the driving force because he had 10 years of experience at Arsenal and he had seen the vision and he was going to build it. Well, I'm afraid not, because he went as well. Mm-hmm. Now we've got the chief scout leaving. That's what? There was 5 of them that were brought in to do Arsene Wenger's job. We're not 6 months in, and two of them have gone.
Yes, they're only
And only two of them,
two of them.
but the two that we knew of, and the two we were putting our faith in. Now we're left with three people we know nothing about.
Yes, we're left with San Haley, and we're left with the Indian guy whose name, and I don't want anybody to throw this at me, but I can hardly pronounce his name. Venk something.
Yeah.
I don't have it in front of me. Please, I apologize. But it illustrates that these guys have not been in situ
for
a
just
long time.
Illustrated.
Yes.
That's how much we know of them. We don't know the bloody names even.
Right. That's what I'm getting at.
That's how well known they are to us.
Right. And it smacks. Well, it smacks of instability, but Ivan himself told us he had selected these guys himself. They were the perfect team to carry on the vision. And he is gone. And a key member, Miss Lindstad, Sven, who came earliest of the three, he's gone through the door. He's going through the door, and at this point, it's not confirmed by the club, and we should be fair to them. But that spells a lack of continuity and instability. And
yeah, well, we knew there was going to be changes, but we didn't think they were coming thick and fast. Changes to the changes to the changes. We've also been told today, again, it's speculation, that we were going to get Edu in from Brazil to do the director of football job, and now he doesn't want the job. Well, what's going on? Have they not sounded him out, or did they sound him out? Did they not offer Sven the job because they were going to offer it to Edu? Had they sounded him out, and now he's saying, I've changed my mind? One way or the other, that's a cock-up as well. Of course, that may be all speculation. Well, we might never have been interested in Edu. It might all be paper talk. But on what we're told, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess.
Well, for you and I, George, and you're closer to the action than I am, but you're up in Blackburn, and I am all across the Atlantic. The issue I'm having at this point in time is that there's so many of whom would hammer Wenger game after game, especially in his last 5 years, that his time was up. In fact, it goes beyond that. It goes up to 10 years ago that his time was up. None of these people want a discussion of these developments. What do you make of that?
Well, that's understandable. I wouldn't want to have a discussion about something I've been so vocal about, and it's turning out that I was so wrong about. I'd want to keep that quiet as well. I'd want to talk about something else. But who are they blaming at the moment? You know, what's the problem?
Well, they're blaming Ivan, apparently, most of what I'm seeing.
Ivan, oh well, so he's gone now, but it's still his fault. Wenger's gone, it's his fault. It's Kroenke's fault. It's everybody's fault.
Well, there is no, you know what
you don't know who to blame.
Well, you know what I noticed, George? There is no fan accountability. None of these bloggers, none of these tweeters, no, I wouldn't say, let's say none is an extreme. But many of these bloggers, many of these tweeters do not want to discuss the fact that they created a toxic atmosphere which made it easy for Ivan to say, Wenger, your time is up. Or if it's not Ivan, then certainly the board. None of them want to admit, you know what? We cocked up. We contributed to the current turmoil in the. Your take on that?
Well, of course they don't. They want to. They think they felt so justified in what they were doing, despite the fact that they were. It's being seen to be wrong. I mean, how many years did we get told that there was money there, and Wenger wasn't spending it. He was dithering on purchases. He wouldn't do this. He wouldn't buy a
defensive
midfielder. He wouldn't buy a world-class
striker.
Centre-back. He wouldn't buy a world-class striker. And they insisted the money was there. The money was in the bank. He wasn't spending it. Well, he's gone. And there's even less money.
Mm-hmm.
So, they were wrong about that. But they don't want to admit that. Why would they admit I was so wrong for so many years? Nobody wants to do that, especially when they want the credibility when they move on to the next target.
Correct.
They don't want to say, I was wrong about that, but I'm right about this. They'll just forget about the being wrong part, go on to telling everybody how right they are about the new part. Because they're not interested in the truth, they're not interested in facts, they're interested in listeners, people clicking on the websites, generating their own following, generating money through the websites, through the vlogs.
Oh, yeah. We know.
The majority of them are not interested in talking about Arsenal for Arsenal's sake. They're talking about Arsenal to promote themselves as experts on Arsenal Football Club and football in general. Correct. And there's your problem.
Let's take another. Let's go another direction. Slightly different direction. You are noted for being forthright. And I remember last year you were one of the first to say that Sanchez was messing up the way Arsenal. This year, you're one of the first to say we are playing terribly. We are playing like shit. What do you make of the performances so far?
Well, I have been banging that drum. And the problem with banging that drum is that people say you're doing it because you're missing Arsene Wenger. Well, I'm not missing Arsene Wenger, but I'm certainly missing that style of play. But I was saying it when we were winning. It's easy to say it now. There's a few people saying it now, joining in, saying, we're not playing well, there's no balance, this is missing, that's missing. Shotta, I was saying it all the time. We played half decent against Liverpool, at home, by the way. We weren't away from home, we were playing at home, and we matched them. Maybe even slightly outplayed them on the day. And we played brilliant against Tottenham Hotspur.
Correct.
The rest of the time, it's been dross. And people will bring up games like, what about Fulham? And what about Leicester? Ozil against Leicester? These were flashes. These were 10, 15-minute spells where, quite frankly, I think the players forgot what they were doing and got a flashback and started playing like they used to play. Because the whole system, to me, isn't set up for fluid, attractive football. It's just not. I'm sorry. I've not seen anything to encourage me, to make me think, even if he gets it right, all that we'll be doing is churning out results.
What is he trying to
Grinding out results.
I interrupt you. I'm interrupting you, but our listeners want, what, in your opinion, is he trying to do?
Well, I don't know. I don't know that. I know. All I know is I can't comment on what he's trying to do because I don't know. And the problem is, it looks like he doesn't know because he told us what his vision was. First of all, his vision was building a team around Aaron Ramsey and Mesut Ozil. How's that working out? So that part of his vision, that part of his idea has gone already. Then he told us that we were going to be high energy and pressing. Well, that's gone.
Yes, that has gone
now
recently.
We're back to half pressing.
Correct.
Then it was we're playing out from the back. And now Leno's kicking it long.